Guys, it is a second race win here for Red Bull's Max Verstappen. And most importantly, on top of that win for Max, which gets him closer to Charles in the Drivers' Championships, it is a 1-2 for Red Bull, which I think it's been a while since Red Bull has effectively gotten a 1-2. Charles Leclerc made a huge error trying to push too hard to get past Sergio Perez for that second place position, and he ends up dropping down the grid a couple of spots. So he'll settle for some points, but most definitely ruined that portion of his race by trying to be over aggressive. He got on the curb, unsettled the car, and fortunately he didn't have any major damage. When I saw that happen, I'm like, oh man, is Charles going to be done? Is he going to have major front wing damage? They did have to replace that wing when he came into the pits, and for Ferrari it was just damage limitation. Got to say, things are really looking different here as we're going to head into the fifth race of the season with Red Bull's 1 and 2, McLaren getting a podium here with Lando Norris. Just think about where that McLaren was in Bahrain at the beginning of the season. Look at how fast they have turned things around. And when it comes to Red Bull and McLaren, they're looking great. It's bad luck for Ferrari today on their home turf. They certainly are going to be disappointed with how things turned out with Carlos Sainz in a DNF, and then Charles essentially going from third down the grid and dropping a few positions. And then when we look at the Mercedes, George Russell with a nice finish there, I believe, in fourth place, if I'm not mistaken. But even still, Lewis Hamilton nowhere to be seen today at all. I can imagine how frustrated Lewis has probably been this entire race weekend, from the sprint being stuck in traffic to then this race. He was stuck behind Pierre Gasly, which seemed like a millennium. Could not get past that AlphaTauri, and because the Mercedes is just lacking speed, it looks a lot better on the track. I think they have gotten at least the grip and the control under wraps for the most part, but it's still lacking that speed. So I'm going to be very interested to see exactly what upgrades Mercedes does bring to their car over the next couple of weekends, at least when they finally bring their first major upgrades, and see if that makes a difference. Because again, it looks much more stable than it has in any race weekend, but still, it's clearly lacking that speed that we're so used to seeing from the Mercedes. And Lewis Hamilton is not even going to finish in the points today. It's been a very, very rocky season for the Mercedes. But again, a great performance for George Russell, Lewis's teammate, who has been doing better than I think expected considering the circumstances. I feel like George has actually had much more pace than Lewis this season, and can't say I'm entirely surprised. I mean, George needed to be in a faster car, and we're seeing that. So overall, a decent race. I wouldn't say it was the best race. I wouldn't say it was a terrible race. We got to see some overtakes. Yuki Tsunoda, great drive from him as well in that AlphaTauri, going from 12th to 6th. Yuki is looking to become more and more comfortable here with his second season in Formula One. Great, fantastic drive from him. And not to mention Valtteri Bottas in the Alfa Romeo had a great drive. He was looking to push to pass George for what seemed like the last 6 or 7 laps, but just quite didn't have the pace. And I think for that circuit, more than one DRS zone would be nice. I'm not sure where you could put another one, because just that one DRS zone on the main straight, it's nice if you're within at least half a second of the car in front of you. But from what we've seen throughout the race weekend, and especially today's race, just one DRS zone was simply not enough for certain cars to get past each other. So I'll be curious if they'll make any adjustments to that for this race on the calendar next season, if they're going to keep it on the calendar, which I thought they said at least until 2023, but I could be mistaken. You guys let me know your thoughts in regards to today's race in the comment section below. If you're new, make sure to subscribe here for weekly Formula One racing content. Appreciate love and support on the channel as always. Unfortunately, it's all the time I have for you guys today, but I will see you all later. Max Verstappen gets the win. It's a 1-2 for Red Bull. Goodbye.